I still remember the exact moment my life cracked in half. It was a Wednesday morning, quiet, the kind where the coffee maker hums like it's the only living thing in the room. I was sitting at my kitchen table, scrolling through emails, when my phone buzzed. A text. Just one line. I'm moving in with my best friend. Don't contact me for a month. That was it. No explanation. No warning. Just a sentence that slammed into my chest so hard it felt like the air had been punched out of me. My boyfriend of 3 years. The man who used to call me every night just to hear my voice before he slept. The man who swore we'd move in together by Christmas. He was gone. I stared at the words on the screen. The coffee went cold in my hands. My breathing went sharp, uneven. Something inside me screamed that it wasn't what it seemed. Who tells the person they supposedly love not to contact them? Who hides behind a text message like that? I didn't answer. I couldn't. My hands shook too much. But my silence wasn't acceptance. No. It was the first spark of something darker, sharper. The next day, I drove by his apartment. His car was gone. Curtains drawn. Like he'd vanished. I called once. Straight to voicemail. I called again. Blocked. He had cut me off like a stranger. But here's the thing about betrayal, it has a smell. It's thick. Rancid. And I could smell it in my bones. So I did what any woman with a storm boiling in her chest would do. I started watching. Quietly. Patiently. Because if he thought he could disappear without answers, he didn't know who I was. 1 week later, I saw it. His car. Parked outside a little townhouse across the city. My pulse roared in my ears as I sat in my own car across the street. The curtains glowed with warm light. Laughter spilled out when the door opened. And then I saw her. His so-called best friend. Sarah. The one who always tagged him in stupid memes at 2 a.m. The one who joked about stealing him away at parties. The one he swore was just like a sister to him. My stomach turned to stone. I watched him step out the door behind her, arms slung casually around her shoulders like he had been doing it for years. She leaned her head against him, smiling. He kissed the top of her hair. My hands gripped the steering wheel so tight the leather creaked. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't even move. I just sat there, staring, memorizing every second. And in that stillness, something inside me hardened. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to confront him on the sidewalk like some desperate stranger. No. I was going to make them both choke on their betrayal. 2 weeks later, I had a plan. I sent Sarah a message on Instagram. Sweet. Friendly. Like I didn't know a damn thing. Hey girl, I'm hosting a little wine night with some friends, you should come. Been forever since we caught up. She replied in 10 minutes. OMG Nicole. Totally, sounds fun. Snake. That Friday, she showed up at my apartment all dressed up, fake smile plastered on her lips. I welcomed her like nothing was wrong, handed her a glass of wine, and listened as she bragged about her new roommate. She kept looking at her phone, smiling at texts. I knew exactly who it was. Halfway through the night, I leaned in, lowered my voice like I was confessing a secret. Sarah, I whispered, I need to tell you something. It's about Jason. Her glass froze halfway to her mouth. She blinked, trying to play it cool. What about him? I let my lip tremble. He's been distant. Weird. I think he's hiding something. I'm scared he's cheating. Her face went pale. For a second, just a flicker, I saw guilt flash across her eyes. But then she smiled. Small. Crooked. Oh, Nicole. I'm sure it's nothing. I nodded, pretending to believe her. But I had already recorded the entire conversation on my phone. The next week, I made my move. Jason worked late on Tuesdays. Sarah was always home by then. I waited in my car until the lights in the townhouse went on. Then I walked right up to the door and knocked. She opened it, shocked. "Nicole?" I smiled. "Sweet. Cold. Hey, I just really need to talk. Please." Hesitation flickered across her face, but she let me in. The house smelled like cologne and takeout. His cologne. My stomach twisted, but I pushed it down. I walked straight into the living room, looked around at the photos on the wall. Them on the couch. Them at the lake. Them, smiling, like I'd never even existed. I turned back to her. "So. How long?" She stiffened. "How long what?" My voice sharpened. "How long have you been screwing him behind my back?" Her mouth opened, but no words came. Her face flushed, then hardened. "You don't understand?" "No," I cut her off. "I understand perfectly. You wanted him. He wanted you. And instead of ending things like a man, he sent me a goddamn text. That's all I was worth. A text." She swallowed hard. Her hands shook. But before she could answer, the front door opened. Jason walked in. Stopped dead when he saw me. His face drained of color. "Nicole?" I smiled. "Hi, Jason." Silence slammed into the room. The only sound was the tick of the clock on the wall. Finally, he found his voice. "What the hell are you doing here?" I tilted my head. "Me? Oh, nothing. Just collecting the last pieces of my dignity you two left lying around." He ran a hand through his hair, panic flickering in his eyes. "Look, it's not what you think." I laughed. Sharp. Bitter. "Not what I think? I saw you. I saw everything. And guess what? So will everyone else." I pulled out my phone. Pressed play. His voice filled the room, Sarah's voice, my fake trembling confession. And her silence. Her guilty silence. Jason's jaw dropped. Sarah lunged forward. "You recorded me?" I smirked. "Oh, I recorded everything." And then, like a final knife twist, I said the words that froze them both in place. "I sent it to his mother." Jason's face crumpled. "You didn't." "Oh, I did." My voice was steel. "She knows exactly what kind of son she raised. And don't worry, Sarah, your parents will know too." I copied them in. The room went silent. Their faces collapsed under the weight of what I'd just unleashed. They thought they were untouchable. They thought I'd crawl away quietly, broken. But now, their perfect little lie was rotting in the open for everyone to see. I stood, slid my phone back into my pocket, and walked to the door. Neither of them moved. Neither of them said a word. I stopped at the doorway, looked back one last time. Enjoy living together. Because after this, you'll only have each other. No friends. No family. Just two snakes in the same pit. Then I walked out into the night. The air was cold, sharp, but it tasted like freedom. And for the first time in weeks, I breathed. Because sometimes revenge isn't fire or fury. Sometimes it's silence. Exposure. Letting the truth bleed out until it stains everything they touched. And God, it felt good.